Hey internet, I'm going by Cole now. You can still call me Ash if you want. It doesn't matter. Hey, look, I got some new music that just dropped on like Spotify and stuff. It's been on Bandcamp for a minute with a special track that's just there, just for Bandcamp. Because you're trying something a little more daring, I guess, with the vocals. Uh, but yeah, this one's rushed for a lot of reasons. I was trying to kind of capture the moment, and I used a microphone that I thought would be authentic. Don't mind my haze machine here. I set it on max. I'm gonna jump over to this other camera. Show you a little bit about my process. Just how I just print this stuff so quick. What I typically do is jam out a little ditty on my guitar. That's what this track is here. Um, as you can see, I decided to kind of like rephrase some stuff, so I'm gonna need to go back and re-record it. But that's part of the process. Is I'll just kind of like do my best to strum it out, and then if some stuff is like, okay, maybe I want to like add some fancier jazzier syncopation, I'll kind of go in through here and then re-record it, because like I can make that sound pretty good. In some cases I can kind of leave that if it's more of like a electronic song anyway and I'm just using it as a sample. But in this case I'm going for more of a different vibe. And so here I've like just used that same instrument. It's actually that guitar right there. You just plug it in USB-C to USB-C, and it just got a little pickup in it. It's pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna add the processing on it anyway, whatever. Um, so then I add the bass and stuff like that, and then this like I was listening to a lot of drill music recently because it's just like really good. If you check it out, yeah, start with King Von, Chief Keef, like whatever, and like yeah, so kind of make a little beat based on that. You can always like Google around if you want, hit up your various browsers. It's normal to have more than one browser, right? Like, I mean, that's not weird, right? I've been doing that a long time. Just look, I like ads sometimes, okay? But I'm very impulsive, so it's less about like like I barely even private window my porn. Guys, if they care that much, they can watch it. It's probably less creepy than they're watching, dude. And so like it's really just about controlling the ads because like I am impulsive, you know. But sometimes like that shit works out. Look at this. Look at all the took a risk financially. Didn't quite work, but I'm rolling with it. And I digress heavily from music in this moment. So what I did here is yeah, come up with like kind of like a main drum beat, and then I like to go over. Sorry, I usually just like hotkey, but right now I kind of can't. So I'm like, which is the which is I gotta click on. So I'll usually like kind of make clones of it, and then progress it as it goes from there, as you can see. And this looks super duper basic because this is kind of just going for that like punk goth kind of with a drum machine kind of thing. It it's Portland, guys. Don't judge me. And but you can obviously make something wild and crazy, and I got just that's you got there are way better instructors out for that. What I'm gonna tell you about here is that each one of these chunks these are like different chord progressions, and so I've kind of colored them differently, and then I jam out on and basically just like C major scales on that guy. So if you were gonna make this into disco, and this is usually what I would do to start off an electronic music piece, is take that and convert that into your main like pad vibes kind of deal. And then when you do something along those lines, I'm gonna make a new one here. We're gonna call it pad, and then I'm gonna come back over here, and then we're gonna go ahead and insert some keys because right now it doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna go over here and make sure it's on the keys and I'm not writing to my cool extra thing. And then we're just gonna put, like C major right here. Okay. So if you want a little cheat code, because I know you don't want to, I'm just gonna help you out. All right, in case you already know something about all this stuff and you just don't want to fucking waste your time with that theory stuff. I get it. It's cool, but let me get you started. Just when you're making a chord, skip them, right? So C major is just the white keys. You can see that here, even though I'm not even using good screen capture, okay? But it is not the easiest. Some DAWs might make it easier. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. But you're just going to kind of like skip over them. So you're going to go C, doop, E, doop, and then oopsie doops. That needs to be... No, yeah, that was correct. Yeah, there we go. And then, whoopsie. I'm just going to... C major, okay? But that sounds like you're doodling on a child's piano, because that's what we've done, essentially. So here we're going to go over and press E to get our selector guy. And then I'm going to go and bump that up an octave. Next, I'm going to go down here. We're going to add our 7th. This is a major 7th, I think. I don't care. Just, it's the one under the root of the chord, the C in this case. Again, following the, like, skip over, right? And then you're going to bump that one up an octave, and suddenly, ooh. Nice. That's so much better. Okay, now, each one of these, depending, has a different flavor to it. Okay, this is major, obviously, they can be like, but in this case it sounds like, ooh, that could sound pretty heartbreaking. So let's see, do we want to go heartbreaking, or we could go, I'm making goth music, okay? This isn't the song I'm writing, so we're gonna just make something fresh, okay? Let's just cheese ball spooky it up, okay? We're gonna write fucking Halloween music, alright? So this would be a minor 7th down here. And then, just to preserve the gothiness a little bit, I'm gonna make this a slash chord. Don't worry about what that is, because you can rearrange this any way you want as long as it's these notes. But no, it's gonna seriously change the vibe to the point where the music theory nerds are gonna call it a different chord, but they might still say it's kind of the... So in this case, it's like a B/E or E/B, E/B chord. But you see, I don't even remember anymore. Okay, and that used to matter to me. Okay, I don't have time for that because I'm over here doing this now. That sounds terrible. There you go. That's the vibe I was looking for. I'm gonna get that 7th out, and instead, what we're gonna do is do that instead. We're just gonna fill it out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it kind of needs to be brought out for dramatic effect. In this case, this is something that used to frustrate me a lot. Like this whole thing kind of sucks. But if you hold this button down, suddenly it sucks less. Oh wait, selecty boy. Aha. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so that's the beginning of a really saucy, gothy progression. Let me kind of just skip through the rest of this and see if I can come up with something. Using here is just default FL Studio stuff. Nothing fancy. Just the producer all the way unlocked one, but that's it. Default. Otherwise, I do like to add span. Oh, whoops! I've been forgetting this. Hopefully, the audio's okay. I've been using span, and span is great. Otherwise, it's pretty default. That one is at least free. Voxtango span. Very important in the end. Yeah, very, very important. Okay. So now back to transistor bass. We're gonna go ahead and this is where I'm gonna really embarrass myself because I'm gonna try to write like some kind of lead for this. Let me just like add some drums to that. Okay, yeah, let's hear what that sounds like. Beautiful, isn't it? Video game music? I don't know. Whatever. I made it in 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone likes that. I'm shooting myself in the foot. This is my one chance this week to rest. And, I have to do this instead because I can't. Haven't slept? Don't ask. I'm alone here to demonstrate the process. It's similar enough to the one that I was working on anyway. I could just keep this going. If I have a chance, I'll button that one up a little bit too. All it really needs is a different instrumentation. It'll be a different song. It might sound a lot better too. Sometimes that's all it takes. Just change the voice a little bit. Don't ask how I know. That same project that I had recorded with those guitar parts. Cleaned up a little bit, and then I did one like just freestyle take of a vocal idea and didn't sing it very well, just kind of like lightly, I guess you could say, like sing-songed it into a microphone, and that's what this is right here. And then of course like I go in to pitch correct sample, and we're just gonna take all. You see, like, if you know what this is, cool. If not, just know this means I don't sing good. But if we turn this all the way down and we export that'll copy it into our clipboard. And then I pasted that into here, which is another one of those TP303 synthesizers. And then I exported this as well, so heavily auto-tuned. Yeah. So, kind of like with the guitar and the bass, and then what I decided to do for a pad is just like output the guitar and the reverb from a few other things to a different bus where I put some effects chains to give it a lot of ambience and just to smooth it all out with a lot of reverb over just the right frequencies by EQing out anything that might build up. We'll see how it turns out in the end, but it did kind of create like a echoey, almost like piano type of sound out of nothing, which is cool. Just extra instrument for free. I don't know how many more of these videos I'm going to be able to make, or how many more of these shots I can take, so I've got to just say it now. Got a lot of content that I've been filming over the last year or so while my life has been crazy, but it's been keeping me grounded, my eyes on what's just in front of me that I can actually do while there's so much bad in the world. So here's to all you out there doing that as well, whatever that looks like, no matter how fucking weird and confusing it is right now, because I know I'm weird and confusing enough when things are good. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work on this and then get back to work on editing everything I've been filming. A messenger, an angel with one blade and no wings, dripping blood, coiled down ganglion, each moment of guilt thunders with harsh rain brings the smell of wet cement, like the bell ringing of a life spent. Killings, laments, silence, darkness, wind, and howling of dogs. Crowd death croaked in night strikes as the gagged glossolalia, the sigh's swan song, became theme to every nightmare and daydream for a time. Dripping blood, coiled down ganglions, staining my faded, moth-eaten vestments, my hands stained before this rite. It wasn't that sad this time. It wasn't that sad this time. It wasn't that sad. This time.